Hey, how's it going, fight fans? Welcome to mindforcombat. If you're new to the channel, my name's Brohan, and this is my platform where I do fight sports related content. If you're new here, why don't you help me grow my platform? All you have to do is subscribe to the channel, like the video if you like it, and maybe hit that bell icon so you get notified every time I upload a video. With that said, in this video I'll be breaking down the upcoming lightweight fight between Tony Ferguson and the streaking Charles Oliveira. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, this is probably one of my most anticipated fights of 2020 since it's been announced. It's a fight between two crazy high-paced fighters and prolific finishers that are really in line for a title shot with a win here. I think for Tony Ferguson, it's really important for him at 36 years of age to be able to re-establish himself and be able to show everyone that the loss to Justin Gaethje was actually more of a blimp in his greatness more than indicative of anything else. Is he going downhill? Is he battle worn, etc, etc? And for Charles Oliveira, it's an opportunity for him to finally live up to all that hype that was bestowed on him. You know, when he was a 14-0 undefeated 21-year-old, 22-year-old that was at one time said to maybe perhaps be the man to be the youngest lightweight champion of all time. Now, he hasn't lived up to that, but now he has shown some of the best form in his career. He's looked absolutely exceptional, and in his most recent lightweight run, I believe he's gone 8-1 with that sole loss being to Paul Felder in a fight where he just went berserk, and this new and improved version of Charles Oliveira, I think, actually beats Paul Felder if there was to fight in a rematch. He may be past that at this point, considering the fact that he's on a 7-fight win streak, 7 finishes, about to fight Ferguson in a co-main event of a pay-per-view, and a win here will likely put him in line for a title shot, especially with Khabib stepping away. Depends on how things play out between Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier. Obviously, Justin Gaethje is still there, but he just lost to Khabib. So this is a very, very exciting time for the winner of this fight. Anyways, with that said, and without me going on and on about this fight, let me actually break the fight down. So, as I mentioned, Tony Ferguson is 36 years old. That makes him 5 years older than Charles Oliveira, who turned 31 in October. Now, it's also important to note that Tony Ferguson at 36 years old has had many, many battles. He's had, 30 professional fights if you include his tough experience as well. Of course, he's had tons of amateur fights, and he trains like a wild man. So at 36 years old, he will start to decline. And for Charles Oliveira, he's 31 in his prime, in his physical prime. He obviously looks to be hitting his stride and understanding mixed martial arts better than he has previously, and I think that's very important to note coming into this fight. Tony Ferguson comes into this fight with a professional record of 25 wins and 4 losses. Of course, he's had his legendary 12-fight winning streak snapped by Justin Gaethje in his most recent fight, so he actually comes in with a loss, and he fights Charles Oliveira, who has a professional mixed martial arts record of 29 wins and 8 losses, and like I've said a few times now, rides a 7-fight winning streak with 7 straight finishes. Incredible. The most submission wins in UFC history as well. This is a crazy, crazy finisher. Tony Ferguson stands at 6 foot tall, which makes him about 2 inches taller than 5'10" Charles Oliveira. He also enjoys a 2.5 inch reach advantage over Charles Oliveira with a 76.5 inch reach as opposed to Charles Oliveira's 74 inch reach. Now, Tony Ferguson also a boxing heavy fighter. He has really good boxing, and I have to believe that he's going to try to utilize every one of those inches that he has in advantage to be able to establish some sort of dominance over Charles Oliveira on the feet. To describe their styles, I'll describe Tony Ferguson as a wild, unpredictable striker with big power in his hands and crazy Brazilian jiu-jitsu and good wrestling as well. For Charles Oliveira, he's got a really growing array of Muay Thai. He's actually looked so sharp in his most recent win streak, even finishing David Teymur on the feet, and David Teymur is no joke. He is a multiple-time world champion kickboxer, and that really opened my eyes as to the current win streak that Charles Oliveira is on. But where he shines and where we know him is his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's so overly aggressive with his BJJ that he gets himself submitted sometimes, but he's a brilliant fighter with incredible talents, and I think all round he's the complete package, especially at this point. Some of their key wins. Now, for Tony Ferguson, as I've mentioned a few times, that win streak was legendary. If you look at his resume, you have to consider him one of the greatest lightweights of all time. Now, I know he's only ever won an interim title, but that's not really his fault. During the time of him and Khabib, it was almost like there was 2 lightweight champions as opposed to a lightweight champion and an interim lightweight champion. You can say they was both almost equally considered the best lightweight in the world. So some of Tony Ferguson's key wins. Of course, he's beaten the likes of Donald Cerrone in his most recent win. He's beaten former world champion Anthony Pettis. He's beaten Kevin Lee to win the interim belt. Beat former world champion RDA just after he lost his belt. He's got tons of wins over the likes of Abel Trujillo, etc. coming up. He's beaten Edson Barboza, Josh Thompson, all legendary names in the sport of mixed martial arts. For Charles Oliveira, he's got a great win streak going now. Some of the wins that stand out to me, well, in particular, are his wins over Jim Miller, particularly where that was a rematch and a win over a guy that had previously beaten him. So I think it's important to note that win. Of course, he's beaten Kevin Lee as well in his most recent win, the biggest high-profile win of his career to date. He beat Ill Will Brooks, who I think is an incredible talent and a fighter that I think should get a lot more respect than he does. I mean, he had kind of a poor UFC career, but you know, you can go with Charles Oliveira's wins as well, but he's got some really good wins there to note. If he wins this here, this is no doubt going to be the biggest win of his career, so this is really, really important for him. The issues coming into this fight for Tony Ferguson is going to be his age and the damage that he's taken. He is 36 years old, he has been through wars, he took a lot of damage in the fight with Justin Gaethje. Now, it's been 7 months at this point, so he should have recovered, but he took a lot of damage. It's going to be very interesting to see how he's recovered. For Charles Oliveira, the biggest issue that stands out to me in this fight is his chin. I feel like it's always demonstrated that he's a little bit chinny, and Tony Ferguson, if he hits him, he's going to hurt him, he's going to finish him. That's a problem. The X factor for Ferguson is going to be his power in this fight, and for the X factor for Charles Oliveira is going to be his improving Muay Thai game, and of course the momentum that he's riding, his youth as well coupled in with that. That puts him in a good position to make a statement here in this fight. Let's get into my prediction. This is a really, really tough fight. And if you was asking me to break this fight down 2 years ago, I would have picked Tony Ferguson every time, because he hits so damn hard and Charles Oliveira just hasn't demonstrated the chin or the ability to be able to take those shots. His chin has seemingly improved since he stopped cutting down to 145. Obviously, he got stopped by the likes of Cub Swanson down there. Cub's a big hitter himself, so no shame in that. But his chin has seemingly improved. Of course, he got stopped by Paul Felder, but if you lay on your back eating elbows, that's going to happen. Also, his Muay Thai has improved substantially, so defensively he's gotten so much better. He's also better all round at putting together offense and makes his opponent, you know, have to work harder to hit him in general. And then when the fight goes on the mat, I think this is a 50-50 fight, almost a stalemate. They're both so aggressive with the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. This could be one of the first times where both men are fighting to be on the belt on bottom, which will be incredible. I would love to see that. Describing the fight now, so the way I see it playing out, I think as it comes out, Charles Oliveira is going to come out fast and hard. But I think Ferguson is going to establish a lot of respect with his power early in the fight. As Ferguson established power early in this fight, establishes respect with his power early in this fight, I think Charles Oliveira is probably going to back off a bit. And whilst he is an aggressive fighter naturally, I think Ferguson will be able to give himself the distance that he needs to be able to have a lot of success. However, as the fight goes on, I think Charles Oliveira is going to start to find his spots with his Muay Thai, and Ferguson is a very hittable fighter himself. Now, he's a lot more durable than Charles Oliveira in my opinion, but recently he's shown himself to be a lot more hittable too. Now, I don't think Charles Oliveira is the finisher or hitter that Ferguson is, but I think he's going to start to do damage as the fight wears on. I think Ferguson will win the first round. I think the second round is going to be up for debate, but I think Charles Oliveira is going to have a huge rally in the third round. In my opinion, sorry about the sirens, by the way. In my opinion, we're going to see Charles Oliveira put a lot of pressure on Ferguson as the fight goes on. Now, Ferguson won't gas, he doesn't gas. But I think we're going to see Charles Oliveira edge this fight out. Now, if this was a 5-round fight, I'll be honest with you guys, I would pick Charles Oliveira to get the finish here. But this is a 3-round fight, and I'm thinking that Charles Oliveira is going to make a statement and get a decision win here over Ferguson, who is by no means washed up. I just think that Charles Oliveira is riding the momentum of his career. He's looked exceptional, and at this stage, I think a lot of Charles Oliveira and his opportunities to win a lightweight championship at lightweight. That's how I see it. So, fight fans, just to be official here, my official prediction is going to be Charles Oliveira. That's how I see it going. How do you guys see it going? Do you lot think that Ferguson is going to rebound in a big way and KO Oliveira flat in 1 round? Listen, that could happen. That's very, very possible. Maybe even probable. I don't see it happening that way though. I think Charles Oliveira has developed his durability. I think he's gotten better. I think he holds a shot better. I think he's defensively better, and I think his offense is so much improved on the feet that it's going to be even harder to hit him as it goes anyways. That's how I see it. How do you guys see it going? Why don't you guys comment below and let me know. Remember, if you're new here, to like, subscribe, share, all that jazz. If you got any video ideas for me, remember to comment it below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Anyways, I'm Rohan. Thank you for watching, and this is Mindful Combat.